Hi, everyone.
Hey.
I'm Alicia.
And I'm Meredith.
And this is It's About the Pasta, a Vanderpump Rules podcast, season 5, episode 8. We're in the midst. Somehow we're not halfway through, but a lot of shit's happening.
I know. We're rocking and rolling. We're building. We're going up the little roller coaster.
Well, before we get into it, check us out on the A&M Podcast Network. We have this podcast. We have Summer is Fun, a Summer House podcast, which also includes Winter House and Martha's Vineyard. And we have One Season Wonders. Please be sure to rate, review, subscribe. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Vanderpasta. And join our Patreon, patreon.com/Vanderpasta. Let me tell you what you can get. For $1 a month, you get access to all of our fun pre-shows where Meredith and I and sometimes Sarah talk about whatever the hell we want because it's our show and our time. And if we want to waste it, we can. For $2 a month, you get access to everything is that it? Oh, for $1 a month, you also get access to any episodes we record early, including this one.
Yeah.
Whoops.
That's okay.
For $2,
Buy one, get one free.
Yeah, just, you know what? Do it. Just read our Patreon and figure out what you get. I don't know why I do this. I quit. No, I'm just kidding.
You got this.
For $2 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus, when we go back and we watch old seasons, such as this one, we will have an after show where we can talk about Bravo News as to avoid spoilers on the actual podcast.
I feel like we're in a really good spot with our post shows, which obviously anybody like listening to this in the future, I just constantly think there's so much news with the way social media goes. So it's always a good time.
There's always something to talk about.
Yes.
And then also we will say your name on the podcast. So thank you to Chris, Darby, Dee, Dustin, Gabriella, Jackie, Jamie, Kirsten, Casey, Kelsey, Lauren, Sarah, Cameron, Tierney, Tonette, Tracy, Emily, Gina, Isabella, Jennifer H, Jennifer T, Jesse, Leanne, Rebecca, Rio, Robin, Sarah, and Taylor. Ooh, for a second, I couldn't breathe, and I was like,
oh, we hate that.
I know. I want to try and do it in one breath, but I don't think I'm going to be able to.
I appreciate your effort there, though. I really enjoy when you do it in one breath.
We'll try again next time.
Yeah.
And then for $5 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus, when we do live seasons, or if I feel like it one day, because some people have been suggesting things, I'm going to post to the Patreon and ask for your thoughts on things, and you get to give it to us, and we'll read them on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I will pick a patron of the episode. So this week's patron of the episode is Tierney.
Woohoo! Oh my God,
because
I love
Tierney's been
so
listening.
Much.
I know she's been listening, especially to our post shows. She's commenting. She's involved. She's a patron. We've had her for a long time. We appreciate all her efforts in dealing with us because she's 5 tiers. So she literally gets every tier of annoyance that we give her. And she's wonderful.
Oh, on all fronts. Like, I chat with her all the time on Instagram. It's so fun.
Also, Meredith bothers her on Instagram. So
we bother each other. It's great.
It's a mutual bother.
Yes.
Just kidding, Tierney. You could never bother us.
No. I'm sure I bother her, but she does not bother me. That's what I said.
Absolutely not. Okay, great. I did it. Let's get into the episode, shall we?
Let's do it.
So, previously on Vanderpump Rules, Stassi and Patrick are not in a good place. I don't know why this was important because we did not visit this at all.
I mean, it was slightly mentioned with her brother, but to me, this relationship's not happening at all. No. He's not on my screen, so I don't care.
I don't know who this is. Ariana's throwing her B-Day party at a NASCAR race. Katie and Stassi are mad at Scheana, and they're all supposed to go to Montauk together, and James was fired. Okay, great. Mm-hmm. So we open up at Katie and Tom's apartment. Katie's mom and grandma are here, and they're helping with wedding stuff. Mostly these stupid tea towels that are so fugly. I would throw this away immediately. I'm not even kidding.
I just don't understand what she thinks people are going to do with it as the receiver. Like, for you, beautiful. Order 1.
Yes.
2.
Okay, let's say I'm like your friend from an acting class because Katie didn't go to college. I was thinking like friend from college or whatever. Yeah. But friend from like an acting gig, and you're inviting me because we kind of kept in touch. But I'm not like a bridesmaid or anything. I'm just going to the wedding. I was probably B-list. I filled the spot. Why would I want your stupid ass tea towel to what? Dry my dishes with? I don't wash my car.
I'm very particular about the things in my household. Like, I want things to match, and so this would drive me up a wall.
Like, what?
I think this is cute for like your grandmas who are probably love little kitschy things like this. But yeah, all the guests not needed.
No, but you could have saved $18 with mine. So
To be honest, give me that like card where like you can plan it and it becomes flowers.
give me a card. Give me like a piece of paper as the save the date to put on my fridge, because then it looks like I have friends on my fridge.
That's the thing. Some of them are cute, whatever. I don't need a magnet. Again, we don't need to go so like I have to keep this for the rest of my life.
Magnet.
Like I don't want to feel bad throwing it away. Like I don't feel bad throwing paper away.
But I'll put it on my fridge for a little bit. It'll be cute. Do not send me a tea towel.
No.
So we find out Katie, I mean, I don't know if we knew this before. I forgot, I guess, if we did. Katie was born in Park City, Utah. And then 4 years ago, her parents separated. So her mom moved.
I've never heard that in my entire life, by the way. Like,
her
have watched the show, but did not retain it.
Yeah, none of this stuck with me. But Katie's mom moved to Vegas to be near her grandma. And then Stassi and Kristen show up. Stassi also hates this stupid rag that Katie's giving.
That tells me that my taste, like, meter is on.
Yeah, I mean, chunky necklaces and these stupid rags.
All right, those were in back in the day.
Stassi's on it, baby. Yeah. Okay, so Tom leaves to go to his suit appointment.
This would piss me off.
Why?
I'm helping pack your invites and you're not going to sit here and help do it?
It's like a girl thing. The girls are helping.
I don't want to do this anyways.
He's going to, it's not like he's going to drink. He's going to his suit appointment.
That helps. I don't know why I did not listen to what he was doing, but in my mind, he was going to hang out with the boys. And I'm like,
he's going
fuck
to get
you.
His suit for this one wedding that he's actually in. So Kristen tells us, she's like, oh my God, guys, guess what? Peter texted me about how Lala has her Range Rover from her boyfriend. And they're like, we have another source that this is from the boyfriend. And I was like, Peter's your source? What does Peter know about Lala?
Again, also, if you're so excited about source number 7, like there's something else going on here.
I just don't know why it's like if Peter says it. Truth, baby.
Now Lisa's going to listen to us. Yeah. Peter said it.
And then we find out it's apparently $750 a month to lease a Range Rover. And Lala definitely doesn't have that money. So it's definitely bankrolled by her boyfriend.
All right. Well, the one excuse she did give us, I think would make it possible that her like parents pay her rent and all of her expenses. Yeah. That is one way that she could afford this. I mean, do I believe that? No. Do I think there is a boyfriend probably fronting a lot of this stuff? Absolutely. But like, get your bag, girl. I'm just waiting for my sugar boyfriend. Well, I don't want to be a sugar baby, but like, I'll be a sugar girlfriend.
For sure. But then Stassi says the same thing where she says she's never dated a rich dude. And now she's like, think of all the presents I would get.
That pissed me off.
Why are you shitting on her for getting presents?
Because she's jealous and she can't say that she wants to be a sugar baby.
Fuck
like,
off,
so sorry, Stassi. You're in some shitty relationship with some shitty boy named Patrick who is buying you nothing, let alone giving you any attention. And you're so fucking jealous of this new girl. She's a new girl and she's getting things Stassi's not getting.
Yep, sorry. So Stassi also has the details for the Montauk trip. They're staying in a hotel with a private beach, bar, and pool. But then Kristen,
like other hotels don't have those across the entire world. Like, wow.
Montauk's crazy. The Hamptons?
They've got a private beach.
Kristen doesn't know what Montauk is. She knows Puff Daddy and Bethany Frankel.
Okay.
What does Puff Daddy do in the Hamptons?
He always has that white party, I think.
Oh, he's the white party guy. Yeah.
I don't think he has it anymore, like in modern day times, but in this era, he always had that white party. Okay. But let's not forget that when Scheana didn't know what Montauk was, they like ripped her to shreds.
Yeah. Kristen's just
I don't like flip-floppy friends like this, where one friend, if they do it, is stupid, but if another friend is stupid, it's like funny. Everybody's like, oh, come on, Kristen.
It's just them, yeah. Kristen has no idea what to wear either. And then in her interview, she asks, how many Hamptons are there? Is it plural?
That was actually pretty funny.
That was awesome because you're right. I don't know. I'm assuming no.
There isn't. There's one, and there's like an East Hamptons, and then like Montauk's different. Yeah. But she probably is thinking like, oh, it's like islands.
We're going to Hawaii.
Or like boroughs. Like
the Hamptons is just a borough of New York. It's like other borough.
There's 4 quadrants of the Hamptons. That's why it's
each
plural.
one's a borough. Yeah. Okay, they haven't heard from Scheana. But they say if she decides to go to Ariana's, that decision's gonna have consequences. And she probably shouldn't be a bridesmaid. And I was like, do you want her to go? You're fighting with her and you're still like, she better come?
And
I would be like,
why does Stassi's birthday have anything to do with Katie's wedding? This isn't
because
Katie's birthday.
if Stassi's mad, Katie's mad.
Oh, yes. And we'll get to that later.
So Katie's mom's like, I'm really sad that you guys are in an argument. And Stassi's like, well, I'm really sad that people are assholes. And her mom's like, just don't respond and like leave it. And then Stassi's like, then we're gonna fight in person. And I was like, I would never say this to a mother. I'd be like, you're right, it's really sad we're fighting and we should fix it.
And anytime I feel like I've been on like, I don't want to fully say they're ganging up on her, but they kind of are, you know? Anytime I'm on where especially if it's 1 against, 3+, I have always been like, I feel like one of us needs to text the one. Like somebody in the group needs to put the olive branch out. No matter if you're right or wrong, it's really hard to be like in that power dynamic of different amounts of people.
I think at least to follow up and be like, are you okay? Because if you're calling yourselves all best friends, like Kristen technically didn't get into the big argument with Scheana. She could easily have just been, are you okay?
And even if, like, again, Sheena's in the wrong, whatever, this isn't like who's in the right or wrong. Stassi, this is your birthday party. You are the host, like, you're hosting this. So you should reach out and be like, hey, are you coming? I want to check in. We're finishing reservations.
You know they're not going to do that. They're unit that
they want Scheana to do all the work in this relationship. All the work 1 to 3.
They do not care about her.
No.
Okay, so then we go to Scheana and Shay's apartment. They make the bed. Shay doesn't understand throw pillows, which I would love to unpack further. I don't know why that was cut short. I want to hear all of Shay's thoughts.
Give me a full interview of because I don't understand throw pillows either. I kind of buy them because I feel like you should.
Yes. Yeah, they're like an adult thing. So I do love the debate. I would also I think Shay's fascinating. I just have so many questions for
I'm
him.
so mad that we really don't get in this season.
What are your rules for drinking? I gotta know. So Sheena's really annoyed that she got into this argument because she was sober and everyone else was drunk. And I was like, that does make it worse.
Yeah.
So Shay's like, how come they can express their feelings and you can't? And Sheena's like, because I'm a pushover and I'm gonna forgive them.
Which you gotta stop forgiving people for shitty stuff then.
However, we love a self-aware queen, so at least you know.
She does know.
But Shay's sick of these girls disrespecting his wife. And Scheana
he's not gonna do anything about it though.
He's gonna fuck these.
I don't want him to do anything about it. I do hate on reality TV when the guys like try to get into the girl drama. It is annoying.
I like that he's just like, Scheana, I'm sad that these girls like are fighting you.
Yes. Like I didn't need him to step into the fight though. Some husbands will do that on Housewives where it's like, no.
Shay will never. Shay is oblivious to all. He probably forgot Scheana got in a fight 10 minutes later.
I mean, he forgot what party he was at. He didn't even know it was his own birthday party.
Carter's surprise party, you mean? Yes, for sure. So Scheana says it's just easier keeping her mouth shut, and she's done what they've wanted, and they still find something wrong with it. And Shay's like, maybe just don't respond, and they'll realize they miss you and that you're a good person. And Sheena's like, but I gotta go on this trip.
Let's be honest, they won't miss her. If she doesn't respond, they will never text her
again. They would never text her again. But Scheana is a pushover, so she's just gonna do it.
Here's the thing, she does know, I think she knows that they would never really text her or won't really miss her, which is so sad to think about. So she knows she's gonna have to be the person to initiate this. And this is the moment where you kind of know your friendship is dead. If you have to always be the one to initiate everything and coordinate everything and do all the like legwork of a friendship, it's done.
But Shay does call them bullies, which I was like, honestly, bully is thrown around a lot, but these 3 girls are really showing a lot of bullying behavior.
That party. Really,
that was so
really
rough.
Bully behavior. Lately, it's just been telephone, and they've like kind of calmly talked to her 3-1. That was really bad.
The Stassi crying on the ground, being like, "They're horrible people," and now we have to yell at them.
And like Rachel, there were like more people involved, and like I'm sorry, it was like people on a couch and Scheana standing in like the doorway.
Yeah, who was that random girl that got involved? Fuck off, Rachel. Go back to dating Jax and get off our screen.
Go back
Just
to
kidding,
her
please.
comedy.
Oh yeah, she does comedy. You're right. So then we go out to a bar. Ariana Sandoval and Jeremy are there for James's DJing gig. It's his first gig outside of Sir and Pump, and he has to show Lisa that he's still got it. Great.
I don't really have many words. I'm happy
Don't
he's
even
like
comment.
getting
Happy
a
for
job
him.
though.
Yeah.
Like get your money.
You're
Like,
just like, you just
go get a
have to comment,
job.
but you don't know what to comment. And you're just like, get that money, guy.
I'm like, get after it.
So, Lala's here too. She's not really drinking anymore. She's on her first glass of champagne, and people who casually order champagne are serial killers.
James had a bottle of champagne, so I think somehow it was given to them.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think
okay.
she would normally do this.
Oh, I'm sitting here judging
because he
I
was
thought
like
she
drinking
went.
out of the bottle,
Oh,
and
I
she
thought
like was
she-
like, "No, this is my first sip." Like she's just holding it. Like I don't really want this, but we got given it.
I thought she went to the bar
No,
at this
I don't
dingy
think
little
so.
dive bar and was like, "Can I have a glass of champagne?"
That is not.
Like, it's a
I just
wedding.
saw a TikTok about this where you're like at a dive bar. Somebody was like, "I don't drink beer. What do I drink? I'm not ordering wine. Like I
No.
don't really drink cocktails. Like what do you order?" And I was like, "That's a rough moment."
You get water.
Yeah, soda.
Sorry. Order some cigarettes and just get on with your day.
Learn to drink beer would be my advice.
If they have a cider, I would recommend that.
Oh, look at
anything
you.
in a can, really. If you're not gonna do beer, if they have like a rosé in a can, just do that or something.
There it is.
Yeah. Okay, so James, though, he's getting wasted. He says it coats his throat. This man's not
Wasted
real.
off of Dayquil.
That was awesome.
I was like, I had always heard about stuff like this, but I'm really concerned. If you're like, oh, I can't really get drunk, but I want to get off, like get buzzed a little bit.
Get
so like,
high, yeah.
he goes, I take one shot every hour. This is doing nothing for you. No.
He's not real. I'm fascinated by him. I wish him and Shay would have their own show. I just have questions.
I mean, Shay
Like a
would be
question and
6
answer.
feet under the ground if he really spent too much time with.
No, you have the
James.
two ends, and we just bring them together.
Sober Shay.
They do the same task, but one is sober and one's drunk.
I don't know why, but I still think James would do better.
Well, we'd have to find out.
That would that'd be the fun.
My
of the
money
show.
would be on Shay, so we would see. Okay, so Lala has an invite to Ariana's birthday this year, unlike last year, and she's excited. So the final list is the Ariana, Sandoval, Jeremy, Lala, and then Schwartz, Jackson, Brittany. Jax hates Lala, but fuck it, Lala's gonna go have a good time.
This doesn't make sense to me. I didn't realize he hated her.
I mean, it's kind of obvious.
Except for last season's hate, but I've never heard it so explicitly said. I know Jax hates James, but I just haven't seen too much Lala only stuff.
Wasn't it last season when Lala tried to be like, you told me you didn't have a girlfriend, and you were hitting on me, and Jax was
but
like,
we haven't
a liar.
seen any of that this season. So
no, I think they've stayed out of each other's way.
Yeah,
but Jax loves to hate a woman, even though he's a defender of women.
I think it's because he's still mad he didn't get to sleep with her.
I think so too. Because he's like, I mean, let's
slowly
be honest,
over this episode, I was like unraveling, like, where does his hatred come from?
Well, she's super young. She's super hot. He has slept with most of the other women in this cast, besides maybe Katie, but she was already dating his best friend. Not that that stopped him before.
I mean,
but,
Lala like openly kind of joked about sleeping with him too, so that put the idea in his mind too.
Right, he's not mad about Ariana too, because Ariana's never expressed interest, but Lala did. And he kind of dropped that by getting a girlfriend. And then Lala also tried to expose him, which probably made him mad. So now he's like, this hot bitch that I didn't even get to sleep with is now trying to come for me.
I'm the truther of my life. You don't get to be the truther of my life.
I'm defender of women, and she's making it seem like I'm a women hater, which I'm
not.
Let's
also
obviously
put in there that Jax ruined it by moving the girlfriend out to LA, because I still think he would have slept with Lala if the girlfriend was in Kentucky.
He sometimes says he didn't want that, but he sometimes says he did want that. So it depends on the day. Because remember, he wants Brittany to be crazy for moving out here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yes.
Keep up. Yeah, come
That's
on.
true. Gosh, there's too much
Jack's
that
the
happened
best.
last season.
Just amazing. Okay, so now we go work out with Jax and Kristen.
This was
Kristen
weird.
Kristen describes them as stepbrother and sister who have hooked up.
But why does that make so much sense?
It weird. It did. I wasn't mad about it. Also though, if you're Brittany
Mm-hmm.
and Jax is clearly still friends with the two women that he dated, or not dated, but hooked up with very publicly on the show, and it caused a lot of drama in the past, i.e. Stassi and Kristen. Uh Brittany was a little nervous about Jax hanging out with Stassi.
Yes.
However, if I'm Brittany, I'm more nervous about him hanging out with Kristen because these two seem to fall into sleeping with each other.
And like, it's the secretiveness. Like, there was nothing secretive
Yes.
about being with Stassi. Like, he screwed her over and burned her so hard that, like, you think that Stassi would be done. And you become friends with Stassi.
And Stassi has more self-respect.
Did that to her best friend. So, like, you becoming friends with Kristen,
Yeah.
the morality is not there on, like, not screwing over your friends.
Yeah, and I feel like Stassi would think ahead and be like, how embarrassing if I slept with Jax while he was dating Brittany. Like, that would cause a lot of issues. Kristen doesn't seem to have that. Shame. Yeah. So Kristen better have asked permission for this, because this was not.
This was clearly set up by Bravo, but this would still make me feel weird.
So Jax, he has cysts in his chest because of all the supplements he took back in the day. But he's not crazy enough to stop taking the supplements or stop drinking, because that also irritates his pain.
Well, he said that creates estrogen. Like, alcohol creates there was just a lot of stuff going on that I was like,
Alcohol creates estrogen. The hormone.
And I think mixed with the supplements, like, I think if he didn't drink alcohol, this wouldn't be such a bad problem, but the mixing of it fucks with his body.
But he's not going to stop either. So
no, because that just would make too much sense.
That's crazy. So now we work out. It's a boxing class. Listen, Kristen could fuck a bitch up. That's all I got to say.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, so Kristen and Carter are doing good, because now we're talking after the workout class, as everyone vacates the class, including the instructor, and these two get free reign.
This is one of my least favorite things about reality TV, is like us sitting in a workout like class room,
yeah, just
about
leave.
our lives. Like, go get coffee. We don't need to watch you work out.
Get the green juice and fucking sit on the
curb. Go for a walk if you want to
exercise.
Yeah,
don't kick out the instructor Bob to be like, we must sit here. So yeah, Kristen and Carter are doing good. She gets mad though because he's always out of town. And he gets mad that she gets mad. And Jax is like, okay, but this is your first boyfriend who has a real job. That's why he's out of town. Kristen's like, I know, I'm still mad about it though. So I don't think this is gonna last, just based off how Kristen's mad that he has a job.
Seems like lifestyles just don't really connect.
Yeah. Also, I don't think Kristen has a job, so that's. How is she bankrolling about that?
Him? I mean, I bet she's probably making like 100K on this show.
Okay, but she also says that, remember when she said their expenses are 60-40?
Oh, yeah.
How is his real job not a real job?
I don't know if Instagram also ads have started yet. Oh, please don't be a DJ. Jesus.
What does he do? It doesn't matter anyway. Okay, so Jax tells Kristen about Ariana's birthday, and Kristen's like, oh my god, what a fucking nightmare you're about to be a part of. And Jax is like, I know, because I fucking hate Lala, because she says unacceptable things to me and my friends. I'm defender of women here. I love Katie so much, I would never disrespect her.
The way he's like, I can't believe somebody would say mean things to friends. I'm like,
I just
roll
sleep
the
with my friends
about your own. I mean, he's also like
never
so
said
rude.
anything. He just does things to them.
It amazes me, because I was like, what has Jax been a part of? They even played the scene from last episode where Lala makes the fingering comment, and I'm like, Jax wasn't even there.
No, but he can sense, as defender of women, he can sense when a woman is being disrespected. But then that gives him full reign to disrespect other women.
Yeah.
Who are disrespecting in the first place.
Yeah.
Because he's a man.
Obviously. And so he can hate the women he's already basically almost tried to sleep with when he had a girlfriend for things that she is now doing that are unrelated to him. Just stack it up on the reasons he needs to defend everybody against Lala.
Because he's a man, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Protect
Jax.
her.
He's a man. Yeah.
Yeah. Our favorite
Thank God.
step-cousin, or stepbrother we sleep with.
Of course. So Kristen tells Jax about Montauk. Jax is like, "Ugh, of course Sheena's gonna go because she's afraid of you girls. And Kristen's like, no, she's not anymore.
Oh my God.
You're blind. And then Kristen doesn't think Scheana is fake anymore, but she does like approval. And I was like,
Which,
no,
okay.
yes, but
Kristen was right about that.
she's dying for their approval and they refuse to give it to her because they know she wants it.
Yes, that's
But
the
they
thing.
also refuse her refusal of their approval if that would ever happen. Like she has to want their approval.
She's not allowed. Scheana is not allowed to get approval from anybody else that they don't approve.
Yes.
And they don't approve anybody but themselves. And so, and they won't give Scheana approval. And so Scheana is just supposed to be lonely and sad and like dying for them to look at her.
You know, these Mean Girls actually have a lot of the similar rules to Sheena's drinking rules with Shay, where it just like doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
So they should really cross notes because I feel like Scheana would understand it more if they presented it in the Shay drinking way.
100%.
Like so crazy. Yeah.
The like you can take one shot like or 2 shots per day means you can talk to me twice a day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But beer only means just breathe in my direction.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy.
Yes.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
So Katie now is we get a shot of her driving up to Villa Rosa in Lisa's new car. And Lisa's like, gorgeous car, leave it here. And I was like, is Katie walking home? I just had questions. How is she getting home?
Didn't even think about it.
I don't think Lisa cares.
No.
Katie gives her first official invite to her wedding, and Lisa hates this fucking tea towel.
No, she hates the whole thing.
No one will like it.
Here's the thing. Hold on. When she opens it, like the presentation, everything in there, outside of the tea towel, I'm not against anything else. Like everything else was like fine. It's not my style, but like it's a fine presentation.
It's her woodsy kind of like thing that's happening.
It's upscale in the woods. I don't think it truly fit that vibe, but whatever. Sure. But the way Lisa's like, this is horrendous. I'm like, that's so mean. That's somebody's wedding invite. You're supposed to like pretend.
Well, after saying Pandy's invite,
that was so gaudy. I would take Katie's over Pandora's any day.
Well, honestly, both of their styles are my nightmare. I want neither of them.
Yeah, but like I could work with Katie's a little bit more.
Yeah, but I would want Lisa's more than this tea towel.
I want Lisa's budget for my own style.
Well, Lisa's at least you could be like, this was very expensive. Katie's, you have to be like, thank you for the $18 tea towel, I guess.
I would be like, I'm so sorry you paid. Actually, they were probably equal dollar amounts with how expensive that fucking tea towel is.
Pandy's was at least $50 per invite.
It's just other people put it together. That's where the cost skyrocketed for Lisa's.
True. You're not wrong.
Pandy did not pack those.
Absolutely not. Are you kidding me? Okay, so Katie tells Lisa about the Scheana drama. And how the girls have tried to make it work with Scheana, but Scheana dared to call Katie unhappy. And Lisa's like, well, I also heard that you unhappily sent her a bunch of aggressive rage texts.
Drunk texts.
And Katie's like, I was trying to defend, or Katie tries to defend herself, but Lisa's like, look, Scheana loves you, so don't ruin it because of Stassi. And Katie's like,
this has nothing to do with Stassi.
Nothing to do with Stassi. And Lisa basically laughs in her face.
Of course
and is
it has everything to do with Stassi. Come on.
Lisa also hates Stassi a little. And she's
100%.
Stassi makes everything worse. So just be careful. And Katie's like, these are my own thoughts, believe it or not. Where Lisa says, okay, but like in the past, it sometimes hasn't been. To which Katie goes, oh, no, that's insulting.
The way Katie is like, I have my own thoughts. I have in the past. I have today. And Lisa's like, you don't.
No.
No.
I don't think Katie watches the show back, because if she watches last episode, she obviously in real time she can't, but just like by reunion, if she
Yeah.
watches last episode, she would see how she's not really that mad until she talks to
Mhm.
Stassi, and Stassi's not mad, and still she's not really that mad,
Well,
and then
at
she's drunk,
first,
and then she's mad.
Stassi's mad at both Katie and Scheana for even potentially uttering the word "I'm sorry," and so I feel like
Yeah.
Katie has to throw Scheana under the bus in that moment to be like, "I didn't do any of this. Scheana did all the bad things."
Yeah, so then right there is one major example of how Katie does not have her own thoughts in this
Yeah.
situation.
And let's not
Great.
forget that Katie literally said, "Leave me out of it. Like, take my emotions and my issues with Lala out of it."
And Sheena did, and then Stassi got mad.
And now Katie's mad, and it's
Even
like,
though
what are we mad at?
Stassi wasn't there, if we remember correctly,
Oh,
so.
how could I ever forget that? Because Ariana tried to explain that.
So stupid. Okay, so now we go to the doctor's office. Jax wants to make it clear to us he is not getting a breast reduction. This is a very common procedure for men, especially really strong men, like bodybuilders.
I
So
hate everything about Jax's plastic surgery journey.
I would just
Everything.
like I would just like to agree that we're gonna call this a breast reduction. Just
Love.
to Great.
Yes.
So this is Jax's fourth plastic surgery. He should get a punch card for this breast reduction.
Embarrassing.
Jax is really nervous. Brittany's like, "It's no worries. I'll be your nurse." And then we see the hot doctor, and
Wasn't Brittany terrible with his nose job?
I don't think she was here for the nose job. That was Sheena,
Oh.
who let him eat a jelly donut, and then he's like, "Is that blood?"
I feel like every time he gets something done, it's just like he's miserable after the fact.
I think Jax is just a miserable human being.
True.
So this escalates it.
Yeah.
Okay, so the hot doctor does medical stuff that I don't watch because
hot.
I don't do that. He is really hot.
It was big. It was like a medallion this big.
I covered it. So Jax is out of surgery. He is high on the meds. He checks out his boobs because he had a breast reduction.
Yes.
He's upset he can't drink, but he's going to NASCAR, so he probably will drink. I'll put money on it. Even though he got a breast reduction.
I had knee surgery, and here's the thing: you can't take your meds and do alcohol. So you have to pick one. And so I've been there where I had knee surgery, and I was like, "Oh, I'm going off meds today because I'm drinking."
Just do that.
It's really painful, but like,
I mean,
sacrifices
Jax can
you
do
make.
whatever works for Jax in his breast reduction journey.
Yes.
God, I hope he listens to this and hates me. And then Jax reaches for Brittany's boobs. It's very charming. I'm sure the nurse that was in the room really loved that.
I wonder how many gross guys she sees living in LA.
Well, he's like, this helps, and Brittany's like, well, if it helps, and I was like, no, no.
Especially in public. Like, no.
Just because you had a breast reduction doesn't mean you would touch my boobs. Get out.
Yeah, no, get out of here. I'm leaving you here, is what I would do. I would leave him there and go move out.
Goodbye, yeah. Okay, so now we go to Sir. Lisa says hi to Lala. Lala's got on her fighting claws, her giant nails, and her giant Louis Vuitton. God, I am poor. Her heels, and Lisa can spot that red bottom. Ooh, spots it a mile away. It's $500 a shoe.
Oh my God, more than that. Maybe back then, but
I don't know.
They're like Lisa $1,000.
I don't know. I'm going off Lisa. I've never bought a pair, so I don't know.
I've looked into them, but I've also heard they're really uncomfortable, so I'm not interested. I'm interested in designer things that are worth it. Those don't seem worth it.
No. Okay, so Lala got her shift covered this weekend because it's Ariana's birthday, and she's slowly trying to work her way to show these people that she's not bad. But she's really nervous for these NASCAR arrangements because they're all in really close quarters and they're sharing one bathroom.
Yeah, that's
if
tough.
I had to share a bathroom with Jax Taylor, I would honestly walk in front of the RV and get run over.
Yeah, I feel like I would try and find my own accommodations.
I would go to an Airbnb.
Even if I like all the people, that many people sharing one bathroom is really hard.
It's not okay. I have a lot of stomach issues. I do not want to deal with your stomach issues.
Well, and these aren't just like, I'll say, normal guys that we like grew up with. These are guys who also are getting ready. You know?
That's true. Sandoval has to shave his forehead.
Yeah, and like flat iron his stupid hair and all that stuff. Like, I'm thinking about getting ready time, let alone going to the bathroom time, showering time. Like, no.
Disgusting. But okay, Lisa's basically like, well, you made your bed and now you have to lie in it, but enjoy the
True.
birthday. So great. Okay, so then we go on a date with James and Raquel. This is so stupid.
Oh my god.
Raquel is wearing a black dress that was
I'm glad
very
we're
much
talking about this.
okay, it was very much the times, but it was
Yes.
also the times of like when you needed to wear a fancy dress. This was a burger joint.
And she was in heels. It's the
She was in
heels that
heels.
really sent me over because nowadays, like you said, it's different with times. Like you could wear a dress and wear tennis shoes and it would like make it a little bit more casual. No, she looked like she was going to like a steakhouse.
Her dress was something I would have worn to a sorority formal at
And
this
to be
point in time.
honest, I wasn't even mad at her at that or like truly for like mismatching the outfit to the venue because who knows if Bravo set this up. She thinks she's going to dinner with her on a date with her boyfriend. It's what James is wearing is
In
what
the
gets me.
day.
Yeah, that's
Why?
true.
What, I mean,
But
James
it's
was
how
casual.
it's how they do not line up. He had kind of
They
like a
don't.
sports jacket though on top, and then he takes it off as soon as they sit down, and he's
He
in
looks
that
like
like
he's in pajamas.
stretched out
He's in pajamas.
tank top. It reminded me of that commercial. I don't know what brand it is, but that the
Your
the
V-neck
detergent.
is too V. Yeah.
Yes.
I love that commercial.
If he was like in a button down, that's not James's style, but if he was in a button down and like khaki pants and she was in that, it would make more sense. But it's them like not being aligned and not aligning to the restaurant because he's a
Here's the
little
thing.
weird for a burger joint too.
No, I'm still upset at Raquel because this is daytime. She is in a black formal dress, black heels.
Yeah,
And
I forgot about daytime.
Her makeup looked like she was going to a photo shoot. It was the darkest eyes. So if you tell me we're filming at 3 p.m. in California, probably lighter colors. I mean, I love black, but I can make black look casual.
Yeah.
But also California, I'm not probably walking around.
I'm telling you, if
black.
she was in a flat, like literally like ballerina flat, it would even look better. It's the heels, especially when she's sitting on like the bar stool thing. It really got me.
Bad. It was bad. It was bad. It was bad. Her reality TV debut at a date was not it. So, James says these two have a lot in common, like eating food. They're both so skinny, you cannot tell me these two love to eat food. Get out.
I'm embarrassed. If I was the girlfriend and you're like, we have so much, we've been dating for 6 months at the time we filmed this actual burger thing. By the time you're doing those interviews, we've been dating for like 9 months in my mind.
Even if opposites attract, we should have a few things in common. Even if we don't agree on shit. Like, let's say we don't agree on politics, but we can both say we enjoy politics or something like that.
Yes.
Like, there should always be some sort of,
if food is the thing, it's like, we really love, like, sushi and pizza. Like, you're telling me eating food is the thing you love. I mean, I love eating food, so this is something I could talk about, but I would be able to be like, oh my god, we're both obsessed with pizza, like we love doing pizza Fridays, whatever.
Yeah.
I thought about you when I said pizza Fridays because that's something we like.
I do pizza Fridays.
I know.
I know, I love it. So Raquel is competing in Miss Malibu in a few months. It's time to start training and walking because it's hard to walk in 6-inch heels in a bathing suit on stage. And listen, I don't own 6-inch heels. I know they're hard to walk in. Have I ever tried in a bathing suit? The answer is no.
Listen, this isn't a world I understand, so
same. It reminds me of Toddlers and Tiara. I can't move past it.
Saying you need to start training too, I'm like, what are we doing? What are we talking about here?
I'm sure it's real. I've never been in this world.
I know, but I don't want to hear about it. You're not even a character on the screen. Like, you're truly a character in this. I don't care.
I mean, I think this was to set up James saying you have to have a hot girlfriend in LA.
Which
so
I selfishly understand that comment a little bit.
Okay, so they already are saying I love you to each other.
Hated
and
it.
Then James talks about how he's upset that he took away working for Lisa from himself. And he's going to go see Lisa tomorrow with a more mature presence and get his job back.
I just don't think it's been enough time. Like, and to get your job back, I feel like you'd have to like prove a lot. And so I think you could prove it by the gigs you're getting. Okay. One.
Keep up.
But if you're able to get like a lot of gigs, and to me it's about the people coming into the restaurant, not how many gigs you're getting. Like,
Yeah.
oh my god, like the bar told me they did X amount of sales, like I played for 4 hours, it was packed, like I want to bring that energy to Sir, like I miss doing
Yeah.
it.
Well, James says with his parents and getting fired, it's a lot to handle. Lisa was like a second mom to him. I think he just misses being in that environment.
Yes, he misses the world, like
Which, fine.
it
Good
gives him
luck to
places
you.
to film, so he doesn't have to film with
Yeah,
his weird ass girlfriend.
honestly. Gives him a storyline. He was cut out of all last episode. He was trying to step it up.
Yes, and he probably
Yeah.
didn't get paid for that episode. I think you get paid per
Absolutely
episode
not.
you're in.
hmm So now we go to Jax and Brittany's apartment. He's home from surgery. And Brittany is less than excited because Jax does not handle pain well.
Oh my
So
god, does he
Brittany
handle
tells,
anything well?
I mean, he handles defending women perfectly
You're
because
right.
he's the
What
best.
am I saying? This
And
entire episode,
cheating on his girlfriend, he did that pretty well.
going
Twice.
after his girl's boobs,
Amazing.
does that well at the.
He loves that.
At the
Okay,
hospital.
so Brittany tells him that his chest is going to be concaved in, and if he's so upset. I loved this.
Oh my god! After his breast reduction, he's having a piece missing. Wild.
He was freaking out. I would be Brittany. I'd be like, your chest looks a little concaved. And
I
he'd
would.
be like,
I would talk about it nonstop.
Same. So Schwartz and Sandoval are here because this is who comes to visit him after every surgery in jail.
This is kind of funny.
Yeah. So they got Jax a Hooters V-neck
Loved.
and a bell for when he needs anything.
Hated that because you know he's gonna use it. They're like shocked he's like about to use it. Do you know this man at all?
Brittany's laughing. Let me tell you, if I was Brittany, I would immediately, with the hardest face of my life, take this thing and chuck it out the window.
I would chuck it at his face. I'd be like, here comes surgery number 6.
Yeah.
Get ready.
It's a nose reduction because I'm about to obliterate yours.
Like, walk out the front door. I'm not doing this. Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
You're not.
You guys.
I'm big on that shit. Whenever I'm happy to help you, but the minute you disrespect me when I'm trying to help you, no.
You know what? Leave the bell. Have the Toms take care of him with the bell.
Here we go.
They bought it. That. Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
They also got him a shirt with a built-in bra because he got a breast reduction.
I think that actually is so awesome. Funny.
Then they talk about NASCAR. Jax is like, I'm gonna be good. I'm not gonna be too crazy. I'll bet money that he's gonna be a little crazy.
When the doctor just told you no alcohol and you were like, yeah, I'll be fine?
Put money on it. Schwartz hasn't asked Katie about Scheana yet because he doesn't want to set Katie off. And if I know anything, that's the basis of a great relationship.
I can imagine if my girlfriend was like, whether we believe Katie is right or wrong for being upset or if it's Stassi's fault, whatever, going through something and my partner is like, that's not a button I want to push. I don't want to be involved.
I think it's both of them are insane.
Whether you're my friend or my significant other, you should be involved in what makes me happy and sad, and you should.
I agree.
Be in it with me, kind of. Like I should be able to talk about this shit.
I fully agree. Okay, so now we go to Stassi's apartment. Stassi's brother Nikolai and her mom Dana are here. Mm-hmm. We've met Nikolai in the past. She's very close to him. He's 11 or something. Yeah.
By the way, nowadays, I think he just turned 19, by the way. I think I saw Stassi post that.
Oh
yes. It made me feel so old because of watching these back in the day.
He's like an adult.
Oh my
God. So Dana hates Stassi's apartment because there's no central air and she's menopausal. And Stassi's like, well, then leave. And Dana's like, I thought we were sleeping over. And Stassi's like, absolutely not. Get out of my apartment.
This is how I feel when my parents come. I'm like,
this was fun.
Don't stay at my
Dana
place.
Seems like a handful.
Yes.
Not that Stassi does it.
I was about to say, I mean, we know where Stassi came from and has to be her mom.
So then this girl starts FaceTiming Nikolai and he has a crush on her and he freaks out because Stassi answers the FaceTime. It was very cute. Okay, so then Nikolai goes in his room or in Stassi's room and Dana asks about Patrick. And Stassi says this week they're not together, but she hates telling people because it's always an on and off status with Patrick. But she's fully prepared to entertain other dudes in Montauk. because this breakup feels real.
I can't imagine like basically every week it being a different status. Like I could not come and talk to you and actually look you in the face and be like, "Oh, we broke up this week again."
I just don't have the energy to get back or fight with
That's the
you
thing.
again.
That's the thing.
Like,
Is this is stupid at this point if
I
you're
don't have
so
it,
on and off.
no.
I understand how people like break up over like let's say like a 6-year relationship like twice or something, but if you can't even make it a week, what are we doing?
It's not it, girl. Get out.
No.
And then Stassi drops that they got in a fight with Scheana. Then we cut to Nails, where Scheana and her mom Erica are.
I'm enjoying
They're
these
talking.
mom convos, these like
Me
side by
too.
side.
Um, I have a question for anyone who lives in LA. Do you guys not have air conditioning? Because it seems like Scheana also doesn't have it.
It's
Is it
not
just where they
common.
live?
No. In
Oh,
California, it's not common. My cousins live in San Diego and don't have, or they have air conditioning, but they never turn it on. And we always had a family reunion there in July. Miserable for the rest of us. It gets really cool at night, and so you don't really need it. It's like during the day, it's a problem. But it does not get like that hot for that long. So I just don't think a lot of homes were built with it.
yeah, but as someone who loves to be like we grew up
No,
with
I
it,
get it.
I want to be comfortable always.
It's kind of
You
like
know?
how Europe, a lot of places don't have it.
Yeah, that you gotta be prepared for, you
It's
know?
I
Okay.
just not
Okay,
like
so
no window.
LA is Europe.
Yes, like a
Mm.
lot of them have their like little window units. I mean, Chicago's similar. Like not everybody has central air.
No, but like a window unit,
Is
turn it
very common
on.
here. I just
Like
don't think anybody had them.
I feel like Stassi didn't have hers on, and then Sheena was like, "Your house has air, mine doesn't," and I was like, "Do you not
Mhm.
have a window
The
unit?"
Pacific Northwest is the same. Like it just doesn't get that hot because it's not also we have
That's
humid
true.
heat where it's like
That's true.
sticky and gross. If you're out of the sun, it's not as bad there.
Listen, I love a window unit though. You just turn it on when you
I
need it. You
know.
turn it off when you don't. I think it's fine. You just turn the window
Highly
unit on.
recommend investing, people.
Yeah, I love. Okay, so Sheena hasn't talked to any of the girls since the party. Poor
I love that for
Erica was
her.
like, I do too. But poor Erica was like, I was downstairs when Stassi stormed in, cried about how stupid you and Ariana were. And I'm like, how embarrassing for Stassi.
Oh,
Um,
Stassi's not embarrassed about it though because she thinks she's in the right.
mhm. And
There
then
are things where
Erica
I like so passionately believe I'm right, but and then later I come down off the high and I'm like I
embarrassing,
was
yeah.
wrong.
Well, anything in front of fighting in front of parents for me is always like kind of
That's
embarrassing.
true. That's true. I am embarrassed
Yeah.
by that just because no matter what, I know my behavior's wrong, even if I'm
Yeah.
right. Whereas your friends, you're like, it doesn't matter what my behavior was, I was
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So Erica, though, she's like, Erica's got the same idea as Sheena here. We see where Sheena gets it because Erica's like, you wouldn't not be a bridesmaid though, right? And
This I think this is sad if this is what's going to
it
be
is.
like taken away from her.
It is.
One moment, like not going on
Just
one
because you
trip.
disagree, she really didn't do anything. You just disagree with what she did do.
Mhm.
Yeah, but Erica tells Sheena, which I think is fine, but also I know Sheena's gonna have to do the work. Erica's basically like, just don't stay mad. Like, get over it.
Yeah.
And so now they all have to go to Montauk, and Sheena can't go to NASCAR. So she doesn't have a choice but to fix things. And I was like, you could just stay home.
I
I know we have to
yes,
film, but
but I also think if you're sitting there thinking, well, I can't go with my other best friend to her birthday party, and I might lose being a bridesmaid over not going to this other thing I probably already paid for, you might as well just go on this stupid trip. But at the same time, too, if I wasn't on it like a TV show, like if we're just talking real life, I would not go on this trip because I
yeah.
know I'm going to be miserable on this trip. And so I'd rather be at home happy and maybe never talk to these people again than go on this trip and be miserable and have people berate me the whole time.
I think that's it. I'm thinking of it as like me as a human
Yeah.
today, this happens, not as like Sheena with a wedding on the line and she really does love these people and she is a pushover and she wants to like do this. But
Yeah.
Erica says just fix it so you can be bridesmaid.
I think we also just have different values in life
I don't care
based on
about
our
being
age
bridesmaid.
and where we are at in our life because
Yeah,
nothing. I'd be like please kick me out of being a bridesmaid. I don't want to buy that dress.
I'd love it. Okay, so now we go back to Stassi's apartment. Stassi needs Nikolai's advice. about the Scheana thing. And
Mm-hmm.
Nikolai is like, did you start the fight? And Stassi's like, it does not matter. And he goes, well, how much did you drink? Were you at a bar? And Stassi's like, we
These
weren't at a
questions,
bar.
I'm like, you're asking really good questions, though.
It's upsetting that this 11-year-old knows his sister so well. Um,
Yes.
so Stassi explains that Scheana said mean things to Katie, and Nikolai says, "Stay out of other people's business. It's Katie's
Mm.
problem, not yours."
Mm-hmm.
And Stassi argues with this 11-year-old and says sometimes people don't know when they have to apologize. So Stassi was letting Scheana know that she had to apologize, and Nikolai is like, "Why don't you let Scheana, an adult, figure this out for
Yes.
herself? Because
I
you're
hate when
not the
people pull
boss."
that, oh, I need to make sure that they know to apologize. Well, to me, then that means it, like, Sheena's
They don't
apology
know to
wouldn't be,
apologize.
well, maybe it's not genuine, though.
No.
Like, every apology, like, in fixing a friendship needs to run its course and, like, naturally. So that way, like, it means something. Both parties need to be able to get over it by the time, like, the apology happens and, like, maybe some, like, extra time after the apology. But if you force Sheena just to apologize, she's just going to be like, I'm sorry. And it won't mean anything.
No. And also, who are you to force Scheana to
Yeah,
apologize?
why is this your
Get out.
timeline? I think
Out.
Stassi can be involved from like a Katie side, like Katie venting and being upset and whatever. But the minute she needs to step over and tell Sheena what to do, no, I hate when
It's
people
not.
pull that shit.
So Stassi's not gonna listen to him though. So
That tells me Nikolai knows everything. Like,
yes,
can he
he's a
be my life
genius.
coach? Is he available? What is he doing
He's
now?
a savage, a genius,
Hmm.
everything.
Yes.
Okay, now we go to Tom and Ariana's apartment. It's Ariana's birthday. She's in a crown.
Woo!
Last year, Ariana had one wish, and it was for Sandoval to not go to
Oh my
Vegas to
god.
play with construction toys. But he did. So now he's trying to make it up to her by planning a NASCAR race, and he did the best boyfriend thing ever.
I
He got an RV.
Which is
Yeah,
really
bitch.
cool for NASCAR races. It actually
Yes,
is.
he did it,
It's
but
you saying that sounded kind of sarcastic, so I just
it
wanted, if
it was a
anybody doesn't
little
know about
bit.
NASCAR races, but like this actually is kind of cool. I mean, this is,
It
let's be honest, probably for him. He's probably more
it
excited about this.
it was sarcastic in the sense that he's like, last year I was a terrible boyfriend, but this year
Yes.
I'm the best boyfriend because I rented the RV. It's like, you could have done like more, but okay, it's fine.
100%.
Yeah.
I also forgot that
But
that was last year, that birthday, and I'm
yeah,
like, oh no.
but don't get me wrong, an RV's dope. Enjoy
Yeah,
yourself.
that will be a fun time. I would be pumped if I came to somebody's birthday. Well, I mean, I'm big into going to every sporting type thing once, but I'm good with NASCAR. Like, I don't need to do it again. But if somebody was like, for your first
You got an
NASCAR
RV?
thing, we're doing,
The
well, I'm gonna
RV.
have this all. I'm gonna be like, fuck yeah, that sounds like you're doing it right.
So, James and Lala show up, give her a or to wish her a happy birthday. They had tequila and a balloon, but the balloon flew away, so now they just have a big bottle of tequila, which I wouldn't be upset.
No, but
And
still, I think that's so funny they lost the balloon.
yeah, it just looks like they're alcoholics walking around with a big bottle of tequila. So James is really sad that he's not invited to NASCAR because they talk about it in front of him, and
So awkward.
I know it's all because Jax doesn't want him to be there. And Lala's really nervous to be around with Jax. I think
Hmm.
also because she doesn't have her buddy James, to like
Yeah.
break the ice. So it'll be a little awkward. Okay, then we go to Sir. James is here. He says hi to Max, Lisa's second favorite child.
Hmm.
Um, he goes to find Lisa. Lisa is less than thrilled to see him. James said he misses working for Lisa and he's sorry for fucking it up. And Lisa's like, immediately don't swear around me. And she says she thinks she did James a favor, and James thinks Lala. James thinks
Oh, whoa.
I know, I'm having a moment. James thinks Lisa should hire him back because he's the best DJ Lisa's ever had at Sir. And Lisa goes into him being an arrogant little punk. And James is like, but so's Jax. And Lisa's like, well, not at work.
He doesn't
And
know
James
how to
is,
argue his case with
yeah,
Lisa. None of
yes.
this is going to work on her.
No. Yeah, so he's like, Jax is also one. And Lisa's like, but it doesn't affect Jax's work. Which I would disagree too, but James says that's a lie. And Lisa's like, so are you calling me a liar? And it was bad.
I think James is able to do his job more, if that makes sense. Like, I think it's the mix with the drinking. Like, I think Jax is arrogant, but weirdly, like, some customers love that. You know, like, Jax is a more suave way with his arrogance that doesn't, I feel like, turn off customers. Whereas right now, James is drunk, screaming at people, and he's supposed to just be playing music over in the corner. Like, chill out.
That's true. Okay, so Lisa says Jax isn't disrespectful towards her, and James
That's true.
is.
He rarely like talks back to Lisa.
That's the big one.
Mm-hmm.
And James says that Max has seen him in the past week, and he was very behaved this weekend. And Lisa's
1
like, "That's
week?
great. Find a different job."
Come on. You can't be serious. 1 week does not change anything.
Yeah. She's like, maybe you should do something other than being a DJ. And James is like, never. Good one. And so then Lisa dismisses him, and he leaves crying.
I just can't believe he thought this would go anywhere. 1 week later.
Yeah, he's like, you can ask your son, who is my friend,
to vouch for me. No.
And Max is like, this is my mother. I can't do this.
Here's the thing. You don't say that to Lisa. You beg your friend to do that for you anyways.
Yeah. This was hilarious. Good for James for trying. Okay, now we go to the airport. We are going for Ariana's birthday, but no one knows where Lala is. She's not answering texts or FaceTime.
Mm-hmm.
Is she standing them up? And they board the plane without her. Dun, dun, dun.
They're also flying Southwest, which I really appreciate. And I just want to say this: we're still in the era where like these people haven't hit it big with money, and I am loving it.
I've never flown Southwest. I never will.
Never?
No.
Oh my god, I love it.
I'm not. I know a lot of people in Chicago are big Southwest people.
Yeah.
I never grew up Southwest because it was always the other airport.
Yeah, it's not by you in Chicago.
So it just wasn't necessary, and it's too late for me. I can't switch.
Totally understand. It's
I have no loyalties. I have zero loyalties to air.
It's just no to Southwest.
Yeah, I mean, a Southwest flight has never been the best option for me.
Okay. That makes sense.
I would if it was like, this is the perfect flight. Okay, but there's always a better
I think it's really great whenever it's like hour to 2 hour flights. That's where I find it's not
great.
Because they're like $100 something, like $110 each way. So they're always decent.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, well, next time on Vanderpump Rules, we are in Montauk, and at the NASCAR race, Jax fucks everything up, and Sandoval wants to have sex. Lisa is looking for Lala. The girls are still annoyed with Scheana. Stassi cries on her birthday. Can't wait. Should we do accepted and blocked?
Yes, let's do it.
Let's do blocked.
I'm going with Katie. I just really can't get over her commitment to that. Stassi has no interference with this fight with Scheana.
Wait, for a second, I thought you were gonna be her commitment to the teeth rag, and I was gonna be like,
I mean,
same.
That's also bad, but I'm also trying. Like, everybody has their own style. It's her wedding; she gets to do whatever she wants. But I can't handle this 3 versus 1 mentality, and I hate that they even discuss Scheana not being a bridesmaid, and Katie doesn't say listen, I just don't think we're there yet. I just don't think Katie is being a good friend. I don't want. I've said this for years. I don't think Scheana is a really great best friend, but I do not think she is a bad friend. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah, fair.
And I think Katie is a bad friend.
Okay. Yeah, I think Katie is a bad friend.
Yeah.
For sure. Especially with Stassi. When Stassi's in her life, she's a bad friend to you.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna block James. Just going through my notes. That date I hated.
Gross.
I just hated everything about that date. I'm gonna blame James for Raquel dressing the way she did, because I'm assuming she's new to this, and she was like, should I wear this? And
I was about to say, it gives me
Jesus Christ.
Boys are the ones who know who's getting married, and they tell you direct the wrong thing to wear.
Yeah,
I see so many TikToks about that.
This was really bad. Also, that last I feel kind of bad that he's not gonna go on the trip, but he also should focus on getting his life together. It sounds like he has a lot of things he has to work out.
And a few
And
more weeks to like figure it out too.
yeah, begging for his job back was not a great look. It hasn't been
No.
long enough, my guy. Yeah,
No, especially when those were his arguments.
Yeah, it's a little rough. Okay, who are you accepting?
Um,
There's so many options.
I know, but I feel like nobody is like really doing greatness
No
this
one's
season.
a standout. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all like mid tier.
You know what? I'm gonna go with Lala.
Okay.
I love her actually getting these designer goods. And I love that Lisa asks her about it. I just find it like to be a funny like sidebar thing. But
It
I'm
is.
really excited for Lala to go on this trip. I think her mentality going into it is really positive too, of like, I need to make some inroads, you know, build these friendships stronger. Like, I'm gonna do what I have to do. And I feel like I'm gonna pause on like the episode right before we find out she's not coming on it. And I'll deal with that next episode.
She could be already there on the PJ.
That's the thing. I'm like, I don't remember what happens, but in my mind, I'm like, I feel like she might be on a private jet. And I
She
love
might
that
be.
for her.
Yeah, good for her. That's what I thought. I was like, she's flying her own way.
I think that'd be so funny if I
Be
mean, I
dope.
wouldn't like to be on the commercial flight, but if I landed and like Lala's there like cheering, like, let's
She's
get
got like a
after
limo
it.
waiting for me. Yeah, that's
Yes,
fine.
like I'm
That's
excited
fine.
to see I don't think any of that's happening, but
No.
I think Lala's on a private jet. I just think she should communicate a little better. But excited
Yeah,
for her in these friendships.
I like that one. Just because there aren't a lot of options, I'm gonna pick Ariana. She's not in this girl drama that makes
Yeah.
me feel sad.
Hmm.
It's also her birthday, so she got some tequila and she's going to NASCAR, and that's really all I can say about that.
Hell yeah.
Because
And
that's
hey, her boyfriend
everything.
is not like messing with her birthday this year.
Oh,
He's being an active
bless.
planner.
Okay, well, I think we did. That's it. We did all the things.
Mm-hmm.
Follow us on Instagram and TikTok
Yep.
at Vanderpasta. Join our Patreon, patreon.com/Vanderpasta.
Mm.
And we will see you next time.
Thanks for joining. Bye.